Happy Wisdom Wednesday. It's your Too Busy Not to Travel concierge. I am here to give you an update in regards to the travel industry and some of the new requirements that are coming forth as of January 26th. Today, I am talking to you on Wednesday, January the 20th, 2021. It is not just any Wednesday. It is not just any Wisdom Wednesday. It is a very momentous Wednesday. It is Wear Your Pearls Wednesday. And why? It is the day that Kamala Harris has now become the first woman vice president of these United States of America. I do want to say to all the women of the world, congratulations. No matter your race, creed, or color, congratulations, women of the world. As you know, Too Busy is committed to the women of the world, definitely those over 40 that have been through it. Main point here is we now have a woman in the White House, a vice president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris. So again, regardless of your creed, color, race, etc., a woman is in one of the most important positions of the world. So just want to say congratulations to all the women. But just wanted to give you a quick update about what's going on in the world as of January 26th. If you are a traveler, as you know I love to travel, you need to be aware that as of January 26th, if you leave the United States of America to gain re-entry into the United States of America, you will need to present a negative result COVID test. Again, January 26th is the date. Again, if you are leaving the U.S. and trying to return to the U.S., whether you are a citizen or not, you will be required to present a negative result COVID test. So I wanted to let you be aware of that. The gatekeeper, if you will be the airlines. In essence, you will not be able to board your flight coming again outside of the U.S. into the U.S. without presenting said documents to make it clear that you are in fact COVID free. It is a way to curtail the rise in the positive rates that we have here in the U.S. I think we are coming on board with a number of the countries that are out there that have done exactly the same thing and have maintained a lower representation of positive results. So personally, I think it's a good thing. But again, for our travelers, we want to make sure that you're informed and to ask you not to panic. One thing I can say is that the travel industry has very quickly pivoted and made sure to make things available to our clients on making things easier for them. The first thing that came to my mind was, I'm in Dominican Republic, Cancun, etc. In some cases, you may not even speak the language. How are you going to identify where you can get a COVID test? My goodness, in the U.S., it's hard enough to try to find where to get a COVID test. Well, the travel industry, as I said, has majorly pivoted. One of the things that I think is absolutely wonderful, a number of the resorts have stepped up to the plate to ensure that their clients are able to be tested on the given resorts. So if you travel to their resorts, most of them have put into place situations, opportunities, if you would, for you to be tested on the resort. You can schedule that test as you arrive and be able to get that test under the requirement. The requirement is that that negative testing result needs to be present within 3 days of travel to the U.S. So again, within 3 days of travel to the U.S. So if you find somebody can do it in 24 hours and you can get it done the day before you travel, that's fine. It's within 3 days of travel to the U.S. But wanted to make sure you are aware of that. Again, a number of the resorts are making things available to you to try to support our client base. There are a number of resources that have been provided to your travel consultants to give you knowledge to help you in this particular process. We have been given all types of information. I was on a very well-organized webinar on yesterday with some key individuals in the travel industry that provided their viewpoint, provided detail on who has done what to help our clients as they travel. So again, definitely, I would say this is not a DIY time. This is a scenario of truly dealing with a travel expert that can help you, because there are so many hoops to jump through these days, and there's so much uncertainty, and it changes every second. I mean, literally, we are finding new things every second. Each opportunity that's presented, we are vetting, we're trying to get additional information from the hoteliers, etc., to provide you that information. So again, just wanted to make sure you were aware of some of the things that are needed. So to that point, let me tell you what the requirement really is. All right, so what's being accepted? Acceptable tests are both PCR as well as antigen rapid test. Okay, so again, that's PCR or antigen rapid test. The PCR test, of course, is where they're swabbing the inside of your nose. Typically, it's being sent off to a lab, being analyzed, and results are presented to you anywhere from 72 hours to a couple of days, additional days. The antigen test usually is a little more quick in return. It's also cheaper. So thinking about the requirement to get into the U.S., either of those are acceptable. So if you're able to get the antigen test, it will definitely be less costly. For the PCR test, it generally will run you anywhere from about $85 to say $190. I think I'm taking one to go to Dubai coming up next month, and mine is running about $190. So can be a little costly. So, but something you need to be aware of so that you can budget accordingly. As far as documentation, that documentation to present can be paper or electronic to show proof, i.e. on your smartphone, and must include the type of test you took, the date the test was took, the name of the passenger, in addition to the provider contact information for verification if so needed. So those are things that have to be present. Those that are unwilling to be tested, well, I guess you need to stay home. So it's got to be tested if you want to travel. So, and I'm definitely going to be tested because, I don't like to sit still. Those testing positive in a destination should self-isolate. So one of the big questions I think that has come up is, let's say that I test positive coming back from my destination. What's going to happen? Well, again, the hoteliers have stepped up to the plate. They have put into place some scenarios to assist you. As an example, some are offering free stay for those that end up testing positive. Some are offering discounted stays for those that may have tested positive. So each hotelier is doing something different, but there are options. Again, one of the key things you want to definitely keep in mind is that travel protection, travel insurance is a must. A must. And you need to make sure to read the fine print. Make sure it's going to cover you in these circumstances. I do know a number of insurance carriers at this time are still trying to figure out what they're going to offer, how they're going to offer it, so forth and so on. But at this particular time, for some of your insurance carriers, it is falling up under the clause of a trip interruption, where they are providing to you a allocated amount per day based on that trip interruption. Again, differs by each carrier. That's why it's so important to read the fine print, but definitely want you to be aware that there are clauses that are in these particular policies that can be of assistance in these situations. Again, the hoteliers are generating their own set of opportunities. So before you travel, again, get with a travel provider, a travel professional, so that we can walk through it and make sure what you have. Let me say this while that's on my mind. Our trip that we have March 25th through March 28th, going to Cancun to Atelier Hotel in Cancun, which is absolutely beautiful. It's a 5-star, family-owned, Mexican environment. It's excellent. It's a wonderful resort. I highly recommend it. I've been there. I loved my stay. I had an ocean view swim out, and whew, man, It was awesome. So again, please come go with us on March 25th through 28th. We will be providing social distancing. We will have a requirement of wearing your mask. We will make sure that everyone is trying to abide by all of the guidelines to ensure that you're safe. Of course, now that we have to have testing, et cetera, to go into or come back into the U.S., et cetera, you'll have your answer on if anyone has COVID, so forth and so on. So definitely just wanted to bring that up. But our hotel has made the accommodations to provide those tests on site, so we'll be able to get our testing prior to our leaving so that we can get back into the U.S. So no worries there. So hopefully, again, you'll join us. All right, carrying on. So additional information that I wanted to share with you is that, as I said, a number of the hotelers are putting things into place to help. There are some home-based tests that are out there that you can order that are PCR and antigen-based. But it can take a little time to get the results back. But there are some out there. So hopefully in one of our next videos, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But again, I don't want to keep this too long. We're already at 11 minutes. So I think I'll stop here and just let you know again, talk with your local travel consultant, your travel professional about these particular requirements that are going into effect as of January 26th. But again, keep in mind that as travel professionals, we are here to be your direct agent to service and provide great service to you and to always have your best interests at heart. So definitely come and talk with us. Definitely Too Busy Not to Travel is looking for you to come by and ask us whatever you need. We'll be glad to help you book that trip and give you the information that's needed to keep you safe and sound as you move forward. And I think that's about it. So hopefully on our next video, we'll talk a little bit more about the different options that you have available to you. Hope this information has been helpful for you today. And as always, I hope that you will remember, never be too busy not to travel. Never be too busy not to live. Peace, my friends.